Hi there, Scorpio. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa, from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general read-in, so the rules might get reversed, or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for the extended reading, okay? Take a deep breath. So this is going to be a you versus them format, Scorpio. We're going to be looking at your energy, your challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? In the overall energy for the reading, you have the Ace of Pentacles. What's challenging you is you have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel that you are very certain in regards of what you want, and I think you're not settling for it. What is challenging you, however, is that there is a lack of consistencies that is happening, or a lack of effort that is put into this connection. So we're going to clarify in a moment. Your energy is pretty interesting here. In the past, you have the Devil and you also have the Fool. From this person's side, they have the Two of Pentacles and they also have the Hermit card. I feel that this person was pretty undecided in the past. I feel that this person was feeling like they had to have a journey to understand themselves better. I feel that they were kind of like trying to withdraw their energy away from you a little bit here in order to introspect. And I feel that you kind of like sense the undecisiveness of theirs, because with the Devil card right there, there is something about this connection that doesn't sit well with your nerve system. I'm starting to understand this is that like the telltale signs of how you can determine if this relationship is healthy for you or not is how you feel around them. Do you feel safe or do you feel triggered? Do you feel that this person calm your nerve system down, or you feel that this person is wrecking it all up? You know what I mean? And I feel that you're dealing with somebody here in the past, and it still lingers the energy in the present moment where they're not really kind to your nerve system because they're not giving you what you're needing here. I feel like in the past, you kind of like wanted to break free. I see you being undecided too. Like you are aware of the fact that this connection is really not healthy, and you kind of like, but I still want to give it a try. But also at the same time, I'm thinking of walking away as well and start a new journey for myself. Now, in the present moment, you have the King of Swords and the Eight of Swords. From this person's side, they have the Five of Cups and also the Wheel of Fortune. There's something here that this person is regretting. I feel that this person feels that it's going to be hard to bypass this energy of the King of Swords that you have, because this King of Swords in this deck of mine is very interesting. See, this King of Swords here, he is holding a book and then he's kind of like pointing it with his swords. For me, this book could either be the rules or your standard that this person needs to be making, or it is something about something that they have done in the past and you still remember it very well. And in order for them to be on good terms with you, this person needs to face the consequences, or needs to take either accountability or address, the things that they have done in the past that affected you deeply. Okay. But there's something here that you're holding against them. And with the Eight of Swords here, the more that it's good to have a standard, but to hold that much grudge, it isn't really healthy, Scorpio. Now, this person is aware of the fact that, like if I were to come back to Scorpio, or if I were to be on good terms again with Scorpio, I gotta do something. I gotta bypass this King of Swords energy. But with the Wheel of Fortune, they're kind of like waiting on the right time. Okay. They feel that there's going to be an opportunity that is going to be opening up, that is going to be making them able to shimmy their way to you. We're going to clarify. Yeah. We're going to clarify if this is, like the type of person who act like nothing happened, versus somebody who comes to you and says, I took full accountability of my actions and I understand how this deeply affected you and yada, yada, yada. So there's a big difference. So we're going to clarify in a moment. Now, in the future, you have the King of Wands and also the Page of Cups. From this person's side, they have the Ten of Pentacles and they also have the Two of Wands. I feel that it's good. Your energy, like you're not settling for less. Like, exactly what is it that you want. I feel that there is a certain conversation here that you're rehearsing with yourself, that you kind of like, okay, if I were to be having a conversation with this person, this is how I'm going to say it. This is what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of like rehearsing something, but you are only willing to open up if this person brings what you want them to bring. You know what I mean? Now, this person is aware of the fact that you want to have this Ten of Pentacles, this stable long-term relationship with them. However, with the Two of Wands, again, similar to the past energy, they're not really sure whether or not this is something that, you know, they would want to invest in yet. Let's clarify now, Scorpio. So I want to clarify the Five of Cups. Let's see the, oops, no, too much King of Swords. See, you don't feel safe with them. You feel that even when you're sleeping next to them, you feel that you kind of like are in danger. There is something here that this person has done that, especially if this is somebody that you've had a history with, there's something that this person has done that kind of like affected your ego. And you're mad, you're angry. And you're in the energy of like wanting to show them that. Okay. Five of Cups, clarify about the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and also the Seven of Wands. Now, the thing is that this is interesting. They're wondering like how you feel right now about them. They're wondering if they can be on good terms with you again. But there's a defensiveness here. So it's like, ugh. Let's clarify, yeah, let's clarify. Okay, let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune first. Let's clarify the Nine of Swords. It's like there's a justification behind it, you know? It's like, so they're aware of the wrongdoings that they did, but if you bring it up onto them, and if you were to be communicating it with them, I see like a lot of defensive energy with the Seven of Wands here. Like they're, sometimes it's shame, you know? Like shame, I think they are not willing to face the shame that they're feeling. Therefore, whenever you try to poke at it and try to like, hey, this is what your actions has affected me, how your action has impacted me, it's they're like, but I didn't mean that, or I don't know, like there's a lot of defensiveness when things are being brought up to the surface. But they're aware of the fact that they need to, it's weird. This reading is weird because they know that they need to bypass your King of Swords energy. And the only way to do that is to have like a very mature, honest, open, accountable conversation, right? But to have that, they're not really willing to, because they're not willing to confront the shame that they're feeling inside of them. So they create some sort of like a justification or a defense mechanism to say that, yeah, I may be wrong, but it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like there's a justification here that I'm sensing. So Wheel of Fortune, clarify about the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, and also the Nine of Cups. Like I mentioned earlier, they're waiting for the perfect time for them to do something to be on good terms with you again. Because being on good terms with you means that they're going to be happy. It's their wish fulfillment. You know, the Nine of Cups, this is something that they want. Connecting with you, talking with you, and all that. Now, the Eight of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and also the Page of Swords. Okay, so they're going to be doing something that is practical, okay? It's either, I don't know, something that is very practical, okay? It's either just kind of like hanging out. But again, like it's like you two hang out me or you two talking me, but you're not addressing the core issue. And you're like here, like, are you even feeling remorseful? Like, are you even feeling regretful? Like, do you understand how it impacted me? Like, Scorpio, right? Like, you have the Page of Swords, so you became really untrusting. You became very skeptic towards this person. Okay, let's clarify the future. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Wands from your side. Chariot comes sideways. We're going to keep it like that. Nine of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Let's see the King of Wands. Finally, okay. Because I was going to comment on like, you need to be the one to initiate some sort of conversation, but I feel that this is you in the future because right now you're operating from a place of survival, like with all of these Eight of Swords energies, very survival. And I know how you feel, you know what I mean? Like I've been at a place where I was in a survival mode. Like now that I got out of a survival mode, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But you're in survival mode, but I think that in the future you heal enough to a point where you're starting to find your voice again. So you are going to be communicating with this person. Like I said, something that either you have rehearsed or you're going to be rehearsing with them, for them, so that you can have this conversation that you want with them. And that opportunity to have this conversation is going to be provided by the universe. Now, who got the same reading like you, yeah? Where they're dealing with somebody who likes to buy time. I forgot which, was it Cancer or Leo? I forgot. Let's see. Let's see, Two of Wands. Let's see the Page of Cups. So you have this dream or you have this desire of them putting consistent effort, right? The Eight of Pentacles. What's tragic is that this Eight of Pentacles is actually in the challenge position. You know, expectation is the root of resentment. The more that we expect someone to do something, and when they don't do it, the more resentful we became. And I think this is something that you need to be aware of here at Scorpio. Speaking up, having a conversation with someone, or telling your side of the story, or telling how you feel. You're doing it for you. You're not doing it for them or for the connection. You're doing it for you because you're being an advocate for yourself. Because you haven't been an advocate for yourself lately. Yeah. But when you add expectations into it, like, if I do this, like, it's like you're strategizing and then you're expecting this person to do a certain type of way. And when they don't do that, you go back to, it's like a repeating cycle. You know what I mean? Like when you advocate for yourself, you're doing it for you, not for them, not for them to do something, not for the connection. You're advocating here for yourself. Because this, you're dealing with somebody who likes to move at their own pace and who likes a little bit of a distance in order for them to feel safe to do something to you. So you could be dealing with an avoidant, either a dismissive avoidant or a fearful avoidant. But I see whenever you give them space, this person is braver to come in and to, interact with you. But then when you start putting like consistent effort and get into it, like this person starts to like, whoa, too much. So I see this repeating cycle of, yeah, I understand why you don't feel safe, because it's kind of like hot and cold, on and off, like you just never are on the same page with each other. So now let's pull some advice here for you here, Scorpio. I'll use that one. What's the advice for Scorpio, please? Ten of Cups, Six of Cups, and also the Page of Swords. Why is it that you're so skeptical? Are you always like this, or this person made you like this? Like, that's the first question that I need to ask you. Because I feel that you have a desire within you to have a collectively happy relationship with somebody else. Like, you are romantic on the inside. But for some reason, with the Page of Swords here, is like, things has make you feel a bit skeptical about the idea of like, it exists, like good man, good guy exists, good girl, good woman exists, someone who's kind, who's loving, and conditional love exists. Like, I feel that you're starting to feel very skeptical about it. Don't be. Because there are good things that wants to come to you. And especially if you're single and ready to mingle, there are people who are interested in you and are willing to come to you. But you're not allowing them to come because you're being very skeptic with the Page of Swords. Whoever it is that you're dealing with traumatizes you really bad to a point where you're being very skeptical of love in general, of like unconditional love, like soulmate. What is soulmate? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting with the advice. Like, oh, so skeptical, Scorpio, what happened? It's like you flinch at the idea of someone even being kind to you because you're starting to question, like, okay, you're kind of me. What is your motive? Like, are you trying to love bomb me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're being very skeptical. Just because you're dealing with one person who you can't trust doesn't necessarily mean that everybody in the world you can't trust. You know what I mean? Like, don't paint someone with a shadow brush. Yeah, just don't be skeptical. Don't allow this to dictate and narrate your love life in the future. Okay? So I think that is it from my reading for you here, Scorpio. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I'll see you on the extended. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.